So Idlewild is the name of their record label that they created. It's also the name of a compilation album they made in 2014, and it's also a song off the Bed 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 album. Baroque Hoedown. So this is a cover the Olympic Giants did. This is the theme to the electrical parade done in Disneyland. That's all I have to say on that. Dog on Fire. Dog on Fire is the theme song to The Daily Show. When Jon Stewart was the host of The Daily Show, the Olympic Giants recorded the version. Okay, hello, this is Matt from the future, because I forgot to talk about an entry. So let's talk about the Wiggle Diskette for a second. This was the band's first official release in 1985. It was a 7-inch flexi disc, one-sided, and it contained the songs Everything Right Is Wrong Again and You'll Miss Me. Alright, back to the video. 1985 promotional demo tape. So in 1985, they released a few demo tapes. One we'll get down to later on at the Iceberg, but this one was strictly meant for promotional purposes, and there are 2 versions of it, and they have some of their songs that ended up on their first album a year later, some instrumentals and some other songs. Spin the Dial. Spin the Dial was a tradition done at live shows back in the 90s and 2000s. Don Flansburgh would come on stage with a radio, and he would tune the radio, and the band would try to play any song that popped up on the radio. Long Tall Weekend. Long Tall Weekend was an album released in July 1999 on eMusic. It made history for being the first album released exclusively on a digital platform. And it contained a lot of songs that were recorded for other things that were considered kind of outtakes for those segments, which we'll get into later. Rhino High Five, They Might Be Giants. This was a album released by Rhino, and it contained 5 of their songs. The songs are Particle Man, New York City, Istanbul, The Guitar, and Your Racist Friend. Finally, we have T-shirts. This was supposedly supposed to go on the Here Come the ABCs album, but was instead released as a digital single. Alright, moving on down to the next layer, we have Token Back to Brooklyn. Token Back to Brooklyn is a song that was put on the Long Tall Weekend album. However, it is also a hidden track on the Factory Showroom album. In order to hear this, you must rewind your CD at the beginning of the album. Not all CD players could do this, which made it a little special. Planet of the Apes songs, these were more hidden tracks. These were live improvisations on the on stage, and they were hidden on the album Severe Tire Damage. They have titles of Planet of the Apes movies. To hear these hidden tracks off Severe Tire Damage, you had to let your tape or CD play after the last track. And they put about a minute or 2 of silence after the last song to kind of confuse people, I guess. I used to listen to these albums like streamed, and it really confused me. But then I got the album on CD, and now I can hear the hidden tracks. Moving on, we have Mr. Hughes Says. This is a Mono Puff song. Tony Millionaire, born Scott Richardson, is a graphic designer who has worked with the band. On Earth, My Nina, and Thunderbird. So Thunderbird is a song by the Olympic Giants. On Earth, My Nina is basically Thunderbird backwards. So the final track on Long Tall Weekend is a song John Linnell did, and it's really just a recording of John Linnell's interpretation of Thunderbird backwards. And if you play that backwards, it sounds a little like Thunderbird. Backstabbing Liar, this is another Mono Puff song that was in the movie Carrie 2. Alright, The Second Longest Night. This is a song John Linnell did with lyrics from Jonathan Letton, who has a project called Promiscuous Songs. What this was lyrics that he made for artists to use. The Olympic Giants actually got the name of one of their songs from this project. His work called The Moth of the Bee of the Birds became a song they have called Bee of the Bird and Moth. Dodo Island Adventures. So this was a commercial that the Olympic Giants provided a song for the product Play-Doh. 85 Radio Special Thank You. This was another little promotional thing that the Giants put out to kind of promote themselves. They gave it to radio DJs to play. Oblong's theme. So this was the theme that They Might Be Giants did for the Adult Swim show, The Oblongs. 402 demo version. 402 was a song that ended up on the kids' album No, but the demo version is a lot darker. You can find that online. Wax Cylinder recordings. In early 1996, the band went to the Edison Museum to record some stuff on a wax cylinder. One of these songs was called I Can Hear You, which is on the album Factory Showroom. The others were Maybe I Know, James K. Polk, and the Edison Museum, which were all recorded again in higher quality, in an actual studio. I'll Sink Manhattan Backwards Message. So, on the track I'll Sink Manhattan, there is a backwards message. If you play that backwards message backwards, you can hear somebody from the NYPD who left a message on the dial song answering machine, just like Gloria, and it says, "Thanks a lot, guys, from the NYPD, we love you." Moving on, we have Trucker's Coffee.